Hey everyone, I'm Ashwin, and in this video I'll be going over how to make your own blog. For making your own blog, we'll be using Blogger. And along with this, at the end I will show you how to actually make your own art blog. As you can see, this is a little example of one I made, and I'll be teaching you how to make something like this. Alright, now we'll be going over the steps for signing up for Blogger. First thing to do is, if you're not already, go to google.com. And then, assuming you're already signed in to the email you want to use, click on the grid button on the top right of your screen. Click on that, and then scroll down until you find an orange logo that says Blogger. Click on that. And you should be taken to a page that looks something like this, and it should say Create Your Blog. You click on that. Afterwards, choose the email that you want to use. So in this case, I'll be using this email as I made it for the purpose of this video. Now, it should take you to a page where it asks you to choose a name for your blog. So for this, really you could put anything because this isn't permanent, meaning you can change it later on. So for now, I'm just going to say introducing myself. But keep in mind that you will be able to change this later. But also, if you want, you can skip it. But anyways, next. Now we have to choose a URL for our blog. So for this, we can, it's kind of similar to the title, but URL is basically how they'll find your blog. So for example, in this blog here, I put everyone's favorite stories.blogspot.com. So this right here is the URL. So we have to do something similar here. So this may take a few tries to find a URL that works because it may already be taken by someone else who's making a blog. So you kind of have to experiment and find something that works. So I'll just try to think of one right on the spot. The best stories here. And it should say this blog address is available if it works. And if it doesn't, it should let you know that it's already taken. For example, the best stories. Sorry, this blog address is not available. Once you find something that is available, click next. And now we type in a display name. Display name is basically what other people will see. So in this case, I'll put AV, which is just my initials. And the last step is click finish. And it should now take you to a page that's basically looks like this, and this is where you'll be able to like kind of work with your blogs, your posts and make them, and we'll be getting to that now. So just before we do get into how to make a post, I just want to go over the settings button here. So here you can change your title, you can add a description, you can set the language for your blog, and there's many other things. Also, you can control if you want your blog to be private or public, and you can also change your blog address. Anyways, that's pretty much it for the settings. There's a lot more, but I think you should just scroll through that yourself and like just kind of read on it a bit. And now we can get into how to make posts. Making a post is very simple. All you have to do is click on the new post button on the top left of your screen. Afterwards, it should take you to a page that overall gives a Google Doc look if you're familiar with Google Docs. And if not, I will go over some of these features up here. But to start with, put a title for your post. Again, of course, this can be changed. So whatever you put doesn't have to be like what it's going to be. But put something for now, so I can just say my first post. Afterwards, we can start just writing. We can start writing in our post in this paper here. But let's just go over some of the features up here. So to start with, you can change your font. So right now, I think it might be set to like the default font here. But if you want to change it to something such as Courier or or just Arial, you can of course change that, whatever you prefer. I'm just gonna stick with the default font. The next one there is the font size. So they don't have a specific number, it seems, so you can choose like just kind of the sizes they give. So they have large here, then they have the smallest here. So again, this is whatever you want it to look like. I'm gonna put it to normal now. And then here you can just control like which ones. So you want, if you want to do a heading, for example, you can put a heading here. Well, for example, and then I can go back to like just a normal or a paragraph. And then there's these other features to control your like the look of your text. So there's bold, which you can, if you click on, it'll bold your text. You can see it makes it darker. And then there's also italics, which basically adds kind of a slant to your text. So here's an example. And then there's also underline here, which simply just adds an underline to your text. Then there's strike through, which is similar to underline, but what it does is it kind of makes a line through the text. And then there's like text color, highlight, inserting images, inserting videos, inserting links. I'm not going to go over each one of these, but I hope you have a basic idea on how to use them, and you just kind of have to experiment with them on your own to figure it out. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this. I'm just going to write some simple text, so like welcome, and welcome. My name is Ashwin, and this is my very first post on this blog. Thanks for reading. Okay, now that we wrote something, you can preview it to see what it would look like on your blog. So this is the kind of the standard format. We will get into how you can like change this later on, but this is how it will look. And then finally I can publish it to my blog. So now we have our very first post done. So on the left, you'll see a view blog. So this basically takes you to your blog. So if I go here, you'll see this is actually my blog. The best stories here, that's my URL. AV, which is my display name. Introducing myself, which is the title of my blog. And then my first post, which is the title of my first post. And then if you see here, I can click read more. And then I can read more about, like basically everything in my post. Okay, so now that we've gone over how to make posts, we're going to go over these features on the left side, and along with how to improve the overall look of your blog, or at least improve it into your liking. So we're going to first start with stats. The stats show basically your follower count, the number of posts you have, the number of comments you have, the total viewership you have, and your overall daily viewership, monthly viewership. So you'll see here I have 2 viewers, and that's actually for me most likely because I've opened my blog up 2 times. So when your page starts to get more popular and you want to view your statistics, you can go here. Next we have comments, which just shows you all your comments. So I don't have any comments on mine, so you'll see it says no new comments. But if I were to get a comment, I have the option to, for example, delete the comment if I feel it's something that shouldn't be there. So yeah, this is just where you can manage your comments. Alright, so now that we've gone over the posts, statistics, comments, we're gonna go to layout. So in layout, we can kind of control some of the placements of the gadgets on your post. So for example, let's say I go to my blog right now and it looks something like this. So you can see the labels here, archive here, the title here, etc. So let's say I want to switch the position of the labels in the archive. If I go back here, here's the labels and here's the archive. I can hold on to this and drag it below, and now you can see that they've switched places. So if I now do a preview, you'll see the archive is above and the labels is below. So again, you can kind of switch it to your preference, but once you decide on something you like, you can save it on the bottom right. You can also control other things such as let's say I want to change the header. I can go back and I can change the blog title here. I can add a blog description. So for example, I could say I'm new to this, but I'm very excited to start. and then we can save whatever you wrote, and then again we can do a preview to see what it looks like. So as you can see, the description appears right below the title here. So now if we go back, we can press save. And yeah, so for this, you just kind of have to experiment and see what you prefer. Now that we've gone over layout, we're going to go over theme. So if you can see from my current blog, my theme is actually Contempo Flamingo. I did change it throughout the video, so you might notice there was a difference. This was my previous theme right here. So I can apply it back, and then I can customize it, preview, customize, or apply. So basically preview gives an idea of, again, what it looks like. Customize, we can basically change the theme a bit into your liking. So let's say you want to change this image to something that fits more with your blog. You can click on it, and then, well, you can either upload your own or choose from what they have. So if there's, for example, more for entertainment, I could add something like these lights here. But again, whatever you like. And then there's the color theme. You can see that some of the colors will change. So for example, this post a comment, read more. The colors here also change. And then down here, I think these should control different things. 1 second. So yeah, as you can see, now this is all purple. If I put red here, this is all red. So yeah, you just have to keep experimenting to see what you like. Click the save button on the bottom right. Now if you go back, again, you can either customize it or you can add another theme. But really you just have to look through and see what you like. And once you find what you like, just apply it. So that's pretty much it for theme, but now we're going to go on to pages. So a page is sort of similar to a post, but there are some big differences. So you'll see that when I press new page here on the top left, it'll take me to a place where it's kind of similar format to the post, but I think it's important to understand the difference between a post and a page. So a post is more for when you want to put content that doesn't really change over time. So I think a good example of that would be an about me page. Let's say you want to write what this blog is about, then you'd put that more for a page rather than a post. A post is more for the content, and while a page could be more for other things, like maybe an explanation of your blog, which is typically what an about me page is. So now that you understand that, I'm going to write one. So for this page, I'm going to do about me. So I'm going to say, my name is, or I can start with a hello. My name is Ashwin, and I am a high schooler who loves to blog a lot. It is a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoy the posts that I make for you. Thanks. And yeah, that's simply it. I can maybe edit it a bit. So for example, the hello could be a heading. My name is Ashwin. I could change the overall font of everything. So something like that. I mean, again, this is just whatever you prefer. And yeah, I think for now, we'll just see what it looks like. So if I press preview, you'll see that right here, this is the page. So this kind of looks similar to a post, but as you can see, this is an about me page. If we now go back, we can press publish if you feel you're ready to publish your page. And that's pretty much it for pages. So now that I've introduced how to use Blogger a little better, I'm going to show you how you can actually make an art blog. So this is the art blog that I made before, which I showed at the start of the video. So as you can see, I set the post here, and then the painting here, and if I could click on it to maybe get a better view if I need it. And anyways, now we're going to go back and start making this. So a quick reminder before we start, you don't have to follow exactly as I do for some things. Like let's say we're controlling the color of our blog. You don't have to copy me, but of course, you can just follow along. However, if you are following along with me, I would say when you're making the name and the URL of the blog, you kind of have to try to make that yourself. Because, of course, you wouldn't want your blog to be like Ashwin's art blog, right? You might want to put your name. So, yeah, that's just a quick note before we start. Alright, so the first step is we have to make a new blog. So I click on the select a blog button here, and then I click new blog. Now we gotta make a name for our blog. So in this case, I can just kind of put what I put before, Ashwin's Art Zone. So 1 sec, okay. And then for the URL, again, this might take a few tries, but for example, let me try Ashwin's Artistic View. And it's available. So you might have to like try a few different things until it works. It'll say if it's available or not. Once you find something, click save. And now you basically have your blog set up. And if I go press view blog, we'll have something. And this page might look familiar. So now before we start adding on to our blog, we're gonna do a few things in the settings. So the first thing we want to do is add a description. So the description is it's kind of like something that I think would appear under the title. So let me just clarify that. So we could put something like welcome, just really quick. Press save. And then if I click view blog, you'll see that it appears under the title. So this could be maybe a quote or something. It could be really anything you want. And I would say just put something there. So in my case, I'm gonna put painting a beautiful expression, and click save. So yeah, now if I view my blog, you'll see it appears right under the title. So another thing you want to look at in settings besides description is, well, of course you can look through everything, but I want to focus on user profile. So in case you don't know what user profile is, when someone visits your website, there'll be something on the side here, which basically talks about the blogger. So as you can see, there's my display name, a profile picture, and a little description about my user profile. And if I click on visit profile, it takes me to a little more things. So it tells me all the blogs I've made. It tells like my gender, and a little introduction that I wrote, and then my interests, so stuff like that. And so if you want to edit this, what you do is in settings, if you scroll all the way down and click user profile, you'll be taken to a page that looks something like this. So here, you don't have to, but personally I set up some things like the profile photo so it doesn't appear empty. Like you can put any photo you want, of course. And then you can put a little introduction here. That's what I do. So in my case, I set one of my paintings as my profile photo. And then in the introduction, I just put like what my name is, like who am I guess. And then I also put some of my interests just for the fun of it. So just to show you how to set your profile photo, you can either find an image from the web by like taking the URL of the image. And in case you don't know how to do that, I'll just show you an example. Say I search up some painting, and then I click on it, and then I right click. You can click copy image address, put it here, and then it'll take the photo. Another thing you can do is download the photo. Like I can click save image. In my case, I have my own photo, so what I do is I click choose file, go to that file, and then select the image. After that, it'll set it up. And that's it. So I would say that's really it, or that's all I'm going to go over for editing the user profile. But I would say look at it in your own time to like find other things that you might want to change or add on to. So now we'll click save profile. And then after that, once it says up here, your settings have been saved, you can click cancel. And now we're back at the blog website. So now that we set up some things in settings and we added a description and set up our user profile, if we go to our blog, again, there's nothing really much here. And although we do have a description and we have our user profile set up. But, of course, it doesn't look something like this yet. So, let's start actually adding onto our blog. The first thing I do is actually set up some posts, so that way when we edit our blog a little more, we have something to work with. So, again, you just click New Post. And afterwards, let's say you want to post a painting. You click on the doc, you press Insert Image, Upload from Computer, and then after that, you could choose the file, and then click on the image that you want to place. After that, I click Select, and I'll place the image here. And I would recommend resizing it a bit because when it shows up in the post, you can see it might appear a little smaller or bigger than you want. So you just have to adjust it until you find what you like. So I'm going to put it pretty big, so one sec. Now if I click Preview again, this is what it'll look like. And I'm okay with this, so I'm going to keep it like that. And then you could add some text under, maybe explaining what the painting is or something like that. Really, again, whatever you want. But, for example, if I say, this is my favorite painting, and I put preview, you might notice it might be like somewhere where you don't want it to be. So let's say I want it more centered. I could try putting the center line on it. So just to show you again, right here. Preview. And maybe, yeah, that's a little nicer. Of course, you don't have to add like some text, but really whatever you want to do. So I'm going to keep it like this. After we are happy with what we've done, we can press Publish. Okay, so now if we view our blog, it looks like this. So it shows, since we only have one post, it kind of shows this post as like the featured post. So now let's get on to the next thing. Alright, so now we're going to go to the next thing, which is pages. But before we do get to making a page, I just want to say that I did add a few more posts to my blog. So now if I open up my blog, this is what it'll look like. Because I want more things to work with, so I can really show you how your blog might look at the end. So yeah, anyways, now we're going to go to pages. So for pages, we're going to maybe write a little about me, because that's kind of what a page might be used for. A page might be used for like terms or conditions or just some rules, or maybe an about me, something like that. It's not like a post where you can just kind of post like a painting, so just keep that in mind. But anyways, we're gonna go to pages here and click on new page. Now you can maybe put something like about me here, so because that's what I'm gonna do. So you can do that, maybe something different. So I'm gonna start off by saying like quick introduction. Hello, my name is Ashwin Vinod, and I'm a high schooler that loves to paint, to make a blog, to post my paintings. I hope you enjoy them. Now that you have a quick, I mean, you know, you can end as long as you want. I'm just gonna make it quick for the sake of the video. But anyways, after this, I'm gonna say, one sec, enjoy. And then we can preview it to see what it looks like. And then you can make changes on the font and all. So maybe, one sec, maybe I want to change the font to like a larger size, or like put the font type to something else. Let me find something that I like. And then press preview. And yeah, I mean, it looks a little better, so you have to kind of experiment with that. Anyways, after you're ready, click publish, confirm. Yeah, and then if we go back, we now have our page set up. Now that we have our page set up, we have a few more things to set up, which focus more on the look of the blog. So let's go to theme. So again, now we clicked on theme on the left, and then we can click customize. A quick note, as you can see, there's a lot of other templates, like there's Contempo and then Soho. I might pronounce them wrong, but either way, you can see that there's a lot of other templates, and you can choose what you like, really. I'm just kind of sticking with the one they give, but I'm going to edit it. But of course, you can try other ones. So we're gonna stick with the one called Contempo Light. Now we click Customize, and now we're gonna change it to maybe make the look more fitting to our blog, because again, it's an art blog, right? So as you can see, this background image here is kind of these nice little mountains and clouds, which is nice, but since it's an art blog, maybe we want to put some like just some kind of color. So let's change that a bit. So we're gonna click Remove Image, and then we're gonna click on that. Now you could use what they give. In my case, what I just did was I think I actually did use what they give. So let me scroll down to textures. And for example, they have something like that or that. You can use really whatever you want. So I could have something like that. And then the next step is we change the main color theme. So actually you could keep this how it is. But to explain what the main color theme is, when we control other things like these, it gives you a set of theme colors. So the main color theme will basically change those. So let's say you want a more bluish color throughout your blog, which is what I'm going to do. Then you might want to keep the main color theme like some kind of blue color. But if you want to go for like a different kind of like reddish color, then you might want to change the main color theme to like a red color. So now that we've gone over the more basic things, we have to go to the advanced settings. This is where we get to control a lot more things. So as you can see, there's page text, backgrounds, links, blog title, and a lot more. We're going to go over most of these. So we're going to start with page text. So in page text, I'll change the font to 16. So this will basically control, as you can see, this kind of the overall page. So then I can change that to 16. And I can also bold and italicize it. And then after that, as you can see, the painting and description kind of changed. So you can see that change. And not just that, but really everything. Next thing we can do is go to backgrounds. So in backgrounds, I'll adjust the background height a bit. So as you can see that thing is changing. You can put it all the way. You can even put it like a lot less, whatever you prefer. And then after that, I'm going to change the body background color to a darker blue, or like maybe a lighter blue, so it fits in with my theme. So just to give you an idea what this does, if I click this, you can see that this has changed. I might want to go for more of a darker blue to fit in with my theme, or maybe a gray. But yeah, so if you want to add another color, I think you just click add here, and it'll give you more options. So I might want to go maybe something like that. And then there's the post background color, which basically controls the background color of these individual posts that you have made. So I might want to change this to, maybe, I could just keep it a white, maybe a light gray. But again, whatever really you like. I would make sure though you don't choose the color that's the same color as like the text you put. Otherwise, it's almost like the text is literally invisible. Now you see the text is gone. So yeah, try to put something that overall works. Maybe like a very light gray like this. And then after that, we're going to go to the next thing, links. So links, I'm just going to make it so that all the options here are like a darker color. So, one sec. This is the link color, so I think, is it down? Yeah, it's basically this thing here. Or actually, you can see all these are changing here. So, I'm going to put that, I'm just going to set that to like a black color. And I'm going to do the rest with the others. After that, I'm going to go to blog title. And then for a blog title, I will adjust the font type. So I might want to change it to something like, maybe more like a cursive. So like something like calligraphy, or I might pronounce it wrong. But either way, I think that would look nice. And then I can change the font size maybe to like 60 because I kind of want to make the title bigger. So as you can see, that's changed. And then after that, I could change the color of it to maybe a lighter blue. So yeah, I think that looks fine. And then after that, let's set the background icons to, and in case you don't know what background icons are, it could be something like the search button here. So we'll just set that to like a white color because the background is dark, so we want to make them stand out. So for tabs text, well, we don't really have to, I would say we don't have to worry about it. You might as well put something. I'm just gonna put some font to Georgia, and then I'm gonna change the text colors to white. And then, oh sorry, one sec. And then after that, let's go to posts. And this is the last thing we'll be changing. So for posts, I will change all the fonts to graffiti. Not calligraphy. So this is the one that we use for the title. So we're just gonna change all of those to that. And then now if we look at our post, you'll see that these are the font of this is all changed. And then from there, while there's a lot more things to change, if you scroll down, there's a search, there's share, popular posts. I think we can, that's something you should probably look at in your own time, because I don't think we can change each one of these. As you can see, there's a lot more. But look at it in your, just try to look at it yourself and see, just experiment with it. Try changing the colors or something, the font or something. See if there's a difference in your blog that you might like. So yeah, that's all we're going to change for now though. So now, most important thing, click save on the bottom right of your page. And then you could go back. So now that we're back here, we can click view blog to see what we have. And as you can see, this is what we have so far. So this is where I'm going to kind of not make too many changes, because I think it's best if you kind of experiment yourself. I just wanted to do this to give you a rough idea on how you can make your own art blog. But from here, you kind of have to experiment to see what you like and see what you think looks good. So before I do end the video, there's another thing I want to go over. So if you go to layout, you can basically control some other things. So for example, the post, let's say, I would say this is my favorite painting here, like I said here. And I wanted that to appear at the top rather than the patterns painting I made. So to do that, you can click on featured post. So I had a little issue. I just had to reload, so I'm sorry about that. But in case you do have that issue, so when you go to layout, what should appear is these little edit buttons here next to everything. But if that doesn't appear, you might just want to reload your page or go to something else and then come back. So yeah, anyways, now that that's fixed, if I go to featured post here, what I can do is I can set what my featured post should be. So what happens is Blogger automatically sets it so your most recent post is your featured post. So what happens is, sorry, one sec. So if I view my blog now, you'll see what happens is that the patterns painting is at the top. So what's happening is that it's putting the latest post on the top, or it's putting the latest post as the featured post. But let's say I want to put a specific painting as a featured post. So I like this painting better, and I feel that this should be featured. So let's say I want to set that. What we can do is go back to layout. After that, edit featured post. And then, as you can see, it says use most recent post, and it's checked. So let's uncheck that, and then it gives us an option to choose the post. So I'm going to choose my post, and then click save. So after it's updated, if we view our blog now, it should show up as the featured post now. So there's also other things you can control in layout. So for example, if I click the edit button in header, you could change the blog title, you could change the blog description, you could even add an image to the background of the header. I'm not going to do that, but I would recommend just trying it out and see if you like it or not. So really, I might say this a lot, but it's going to be a lot of experimentation. So that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a better understanding of how to use Blogger. We went over how to sign up for Blogger, the features in Blogger, and then how to actually make like your own art blog. So yeah, just remember, if you don't have to follow exactly how I did, but if you did, try to make your own new changes. So maybe change the colors, something that you like better, or try a new template out. The point is that you have to kind of try different things, because in this tutorial I didn't really go over every single thing, because I think it's best if you just look at that your own. on your own, and then just try to like make some changes and see if you like them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, please ask them. And yeah, thank you for watching.